In this video, I take a ferry across Lake Michigan from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Muskegon, Michigan. And then once I land in Muskegon, I explore the area. And then to get home back to Chicago, I have a flight. So let's get this journey started.
Don't believe me. The sun's barely rising. And let me put the camera on myself. I'm going to describe the predicament that we have here. So the reason why I'm waking up so early is because I'm trying to take a ferry across Lake Michigan. Lake Express ferry from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Muskegon, Michigan. However, the problem is now I was looking at the weather. There's 2 hours where there's going to be a 50% chance of thunderstorms. It hasn't been canceled yet. Like I haven't got any notification of it being canceled, but I am concerned. Like, is the water gonna be like super choppy? And then once I get to Muskegon, it's still gonna be raining, and then am I gonna be forced to walk around in the rain? It's gonna be hard to film. I don't want it to get wet, so this is a bit of a problem. And I remember I do have a flight. Actually, I don't know if I said it, but I have a flight taking me back home to Chicago from Muskegon. And if I don't go on this ferry, I'm gonna miss the flight too. So honestly, I don't know what the right move is. I mean, I did buy these tickets, right? I haven't gotten any notification that it's been canceled. So a lot of me kind of just wants to take the risk and go in that direction, just get to the ferry terminal. But I also don't want a super rough ride, and I don't want to get rained on when I'm there. So I open up the curtains all the way so you can have an idea of how much light can come in, even when the sun is still rising. And the reason why I'm up so early is because the ferry leaves at 6 a.m., right? And they say get there 45 minutes early, which would be 5:15, and then I still have to walk to the gate to the ferry terminal because there's no bus that will take me there. So here I am. I have to make my decision soon about whether or not I'm gonna go. I mean, I don't even see any clouds in the sky. I think I'm just gonna have to risk it and go. I just hope it's not rough. I hope people aren't like getting sick on this ferry. And if it's raining bad at Muskegon, I guess I can go to museums and stuff. Cause I don't have any kind of jacket because of the extreme heat we're having. It's gonna feel like 100 degrees again today. Okay, well now the percentage chance of rain has lowered from a 50% chance over the course of 2 hours to an 18 and 43% chance, which looks like the storm might be going elsewhere. I haven't got any notification that the ferry's been canceled or anything. And I guess they are the experts when it comes to sailing in inclement weather, so I'll just trust them. If they say it's good to go, then I think we'll be fine. And if it's raining in Muskegon when I get there, I'll just find a museum or I'll find something to eat and just wait out the storm. But the rest of the day after the morning should be fine, which is why I'm not really concerned about my flight back home. So I'm just gonna go for it. Let's go to this ferry terminal. Well, so long, Kin Guest House. Well, so that was that. That was the stay at the Kin Guest House. I would say it's pretty good. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Very cool aesthetic. I just wish it wasn't dirty in that one area, and it would have been nice to have another garbage can. But yeah, now we have a 30-minute walk to get to the ferry terminal. Although I can always outpace Google, but still. Like I said, I want us to get there 45 minutes before departure, which would be 5:15. Which I should make that in plenty of time. I'll probably just chill a bit once I'm checked in. And Once I'm in there, I'm gonna have to. They have a cafe, so I'm probably gonna get some kind of coffee. I have not eaten anything yet, but honestly, I was reading some of the reviews, and people were saying that even in good weather, like the water can be kind of choppy, and people are getting seasick. And if there's somewhat of a potential for storm, I imagine it would only be worse. So it's probably good that I haven't eaten anything yet. And yeah, despite it being like 4:30 a.m., it's already like 80 degrees, and it feels more humid than yesterday even. Probably on account of the rain. Check out the moon though. The sun definitely rises early these days, doesn't it? July 1st, by the way, is when this video is being uploaded, or sorry, when it's being created. Also, notice how all these lights are out up here? It's been like that for this whole street. I wonder why. There's the lake. We'll be seeing a lot more of that quite soon. So as you can see, like the neighborhood section is sort of ending as we approach this pier area. Again, this is my first ferry other than like the Chicago water taxi or the New York ferry. My first like longer distance ferry. And I've heard that the terminals, like where you go to get on the ferry, are never all that pedestrian friendly. So we'll see. But I did look and there are sidewalks, so what else do I really need? I could literally see that windmill from my hotel yesterday. And I do have to be careful about my phone's battery, because yesterday I was able to get it checked into that hotel at 3. But today my flight isn't until 5, so I want to keep my phone alive the whole time. Hopefully I can find a charger on the ferry. Well, here I am. I'd say it wasn't the most pedestrian friendly, but it was really fine. There's sidewalks basically everywhere. Although I think that gate might supposed to be open for pedestrians, because I kind of had to go around it, but whatever. So that should be the building over there. And I guess I just get checked in. Oh, there it is. All right, let's go. Here we go. I can feel it starting to move. I might have had to get up pretty early to do this. But it's totally worth it. And to think I was worried about the rain. Check out that turn. We're on the open water now. Here's the engines back here. We've almost completely lost sight of downtown Milwaukee. I don't even know if you can hear me. We're almost entirely surrounded by water now. Okay, now there's not a single piece of land in sight. That's Michigan.
So they go across what? Tri-state? Oh, 3 times. You know, and then fall.
Well, that was the Lake Express Ferry. I actually really liked that. Like, that was like really cool. I've never done anything like that. Now I just have to figure out how to get out of this parking lot. Once again, it feels kind of not very pedestrian friendly, but this is actually like worse than Milwaukee. Okay, so this is the walking situation. I mean, no sidewalk, but at least there's a big shoulder away from the road. So I guess now the question is, what do we do now? Because I have a flight at 5. Right now it's 9:30. Well, there is a hiking trail. I forgot the name of it. I'll look it up. We're gonna walk on that for a while. If you saw the Milwaukee Clipper ship, like that old passenger ship, I'm not planning on going into it, but I wouldn't mind going next to it and just kind of looking at it. There's also a like a U.S. like landing craft museum. I think might be worth checking out. I'll get some food at some point, and then to get to the airport, I'm gonna take one of the buses here. That'll get me a good amount of the way. I'll just walk the rest. That's my plan. And other than that, maybe just chill a bit. I'll do a fair amount of walking. I wouldn't mind just finding a park and relaxing though. Yeah, as you can see, not the most pedestrian friendly. At least Milwaukee had a sidewalk, but whatever, I can live with it. So there you can see the sign with some things, beach, convention centers. But for now, I believe this is the trail. Yeah, I see someone walking up there. So I do prefer this walking trail. From the looks of it over there, there are sidewalks. Like, it's not, that bad. There are sidewalks. But I like to stick to these trails, Well, that reminds me. Can't forget the sunscreen. Another much a hot and sunny day. So let's talk about that ferry. I thought it was really cool. I will say I just wish it was more frequent. Like, I think it only runs like 2 or 3 times a day and only certain times of the year. And it's only between Milwaukee and Muskegon. I just wish it would run more frequently. There were more routes, especially to Chicago because it's so big, There's so many people that could take advantage of that. And I wish it was cheaper because it was $140 for one person one way as a foot passenger. Obviously, if you do a return, then it's double. And then if you bring a car, that's like an extra $100. So it's not the cheapest, but it's 2.5 hours. It's super cool and scenic. It would have taken, I believe, 5.5 hours to drive from Milwaukee to Muskegon. And previously I've been on the Chicago water taxi, I've been on the New York ferry, I've been on like a Chicago like tourist boat in Lake Michigan. So I was sort of familiar with it. I will say that like this is a proper size ferry though. Like this is definitely like a real boat, like a heavy duty one, because it's longer distance. And one thing that stood out to me was just like the fact that it goes faster. Like we were going 35 miles an hour, so that speed plus the wind of like what else is different is that you're on the open water, right? Like there's just no land in sight, and therefore it's more windy. And that plus the high speed, I know it's super windy up there, so it's like fast, it's windy. It's really fun. I liked it a lot. I just wish it was cheaper. There were more routes and it was more frequent. So I think we're gonna keep on this trail for a while. Like I said, the Milwaukee Clipper is somewhat over there. There's also what's called a Peace Garden, which might be kind of cool to look at. I mean, there's the one on the main streets. Like I said, sidewalks. Looks like there's places to eat and stuff. So I'll check out the boat from the outside. I'll check out the Peace Garden and maybe loop back on this street. I just play it from there. You know, I have time to kill, and I can just kind of do what I want. You know, the weather's not too bad, honestly. I think it says it's in the 80s right now, maybe 85. It doesn't feel too bad. It is pretty windy, which is nice. And the sun isn't super strong yet, but I'm already putting on my sunscreen. And I do like this area a lot. Nice and shady places to sit. If I need a spot where I can come and chill for a little bit, this will definitely be it. Also, there's a bus stop here. Always a good sign. See that? And there's the water over there. And look what I spotted. I keep seeing deer in my videos. That's crazy. So like I said, up here is the Milwaukee Clipper. I think it's like an old like passenger ship that would go on Lake Michigan. We can't go there even if we wanted to today because it's closed. But we can get kind of close. Well, let's check this out first. Grand Trunk Restoration. It took a generation to realize a dream. Look at this. No parking on the grass, alright? As if people need to be reminded. Well, unfortunately, they do. Check this out. Out here in the wilderness. Okay, so we're gonna keep walking. This took time to a place called Cottage Grove. It says it's a 27-minute walk, so it should be less most likely. But I'm just trying to kill time, you know. I've been studying for a while on that ferry, so I don't mind walking a bit. Check this out. Check this out. The lights up there are out too, just like Milwaukee. This is what it looks like around here. It's kind of suburban, but I mean it's walkable. And that's a good sign. This is the landscape now. I noticed it is pretty hilly over there. I think that's like a Muskegon State Park. And look at this. There's the Lake Express Ferry going back. So this is the spot. It's kind of like a public area where you can access the water, including like I think a boat launch over there. Kind of small, but it's alright. I think I'll just rest here for a while. Drink a little water. Well, after relaxing for a little bit, I've decided to make my way back to that one area that I was talking about previously with the bench and the shade. It's a big chair. Well, I made it back to my spot in the shade, so I think I'll just rest here for a bit, get rehydrated, get some sunscreen on, then start thinking about what I'm going to eat. Actually, I found an even better spot. Check this out. Right next to a tree. And I sit on the branch. I thought this place was pretty cool. Like a bunch of tiny hotels. So I'm just sitting here relaxing, and look what I found. There's a whole swan family. That's amazing, honestly. Alright, so I went to that convenience store, and let me show you the snack that I got. The Snyder's Hot Buffalo Wing Pretzels. Now, I know Miles in Transit is like a big Snyder's fan, and I'm a fan of the hot ones. You know, the hot buffalo wing ones, because they have a lot of flavor to them. But I think regular Snyder's it's good, but you know, I don't know. There's nothing to write home about. That being said, I think it's time I talked about my plan for the rest of this video. So don't forget that I have to take a flight from the Muskegon airport back to Chicago here today at 5:15 p.m. And I want to be there maybe like 3:45, because they say or maybe 4. They say get there like an hour and a half before. So it's rough, but the thing is the buses here run once an hour. So the soonest bus that would get me there within that range is at 2 p.m. and it's about an hour to get there. You know, like the bus ride isn't long, but it's about a 45-minute walk. And the only other alternative bus is at 3. So I would prefer just to take the 2 p.m. one and then just get to the airport early, because if I get there too late, I just don't want to risk it. You know, I want to go home. And also, most likely, like, the bus is probably going to be a little bit late. It's probably not going to come exactly at 2 p.m. It's probably going to come a little bit afterwards, which is why I'm not really too concerned about being there early or anything like that. Also, it gives me an option to charge my phone, and I will say a reason why I haven't been filming maybe quite as much as the previous video is just because I'm using my phone to navigate and record, and I need my phone to navigate for the 45-minute walk from the bus stop to the airport. And again, that's what Google says when it's a 45-minute walk. Realistically, it's probably maybe like 30, 35 minutes at my pace, but you know, I don't want to take chances. So my plan from now is to just relax for a little bit more longer, and then get up and start walking along the Muskegon Trail towards downtown Muskegon. I'm on my way to downtown Muskegon. I just have to follow the Muskegon Trail for about an hour, and then I'll be there. Oh, and like I said, I'm a little bit worried about my battery, so I'm not going to record too much. I just want to get it done. And yeah, the heat is pretty bad right now. Although it's only 82, it does feel pretty hot, but not as bad as yesterday. So if I made it, then I'll make it today. This area is really nice. Yep, more swans over there. And if you want to know, out in the sun, it's extremely hot. Oh, not quite as bad as yesterday, but it's pretty bad, honestly. And I still probably have like 45 more minutes to go on this walk. I'll make it, I'll be okay, but... And then after that, I'm just gonna wait for the bus. I'll find something to do while waiting for the bus. But then, still another like 30 minutes to the airport. I can do it. I can do it. Well, you saw that nice clip. I thought it was nice too. Just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update. Maybe about 40 minutes left. Yep, still very hot, still sweating profusely, but I have water on me. I think I'll be okay. Well, at this point, about 30 minutes left. Just 30 minutes. By the way, people literally live here. And they got a pool and everything. That's crazy. Yep. I can always find the beautiful spots. Sort of. Even though it's partially under construction. Alright, this is what we're working with now. Still in the harbor, but a little bit different, I guess. And I am moving because I'm not taking any chances with that bus. I'm not going to miss it. Well, I guess this is downtown Muskegon, or at least part of it. I mean, it's not bad. I just wish the ferry could drop me off here rather than further away, you know? Oof. Well, there goes my bus. Now I'm in the very much suburban part of Muskegon, walking my way to the airport. And I already checked on Google Maps. There's some sidewalks like this. There's some shoulders of the road that look okay. I'll be all right. Don't worry about me. Well, I'm on a sidewalk, and as you can see, the airport is right there. I just have to get to the actual entrance. Oh, still hot. I will say though, the bus is pretty decent. There's only 175. And also, I've never watched at the airport before, but I think that's a really cool thing to do. And I'm so glad I had this opportunity to do it. Yep, we're still out here walking. I mean, there is a sidewalk, only on one side. I mean, there's still the airport. But like I said, it's hot. Yeah, not exactly pedestrian friendly. But it's okay, because I literally looked at all these streets on Street View previously to confirm that I could walk this way. So while there's no sidewalks, right? But there is a decent shoulder. I'm separated from the traffic, and it's flat, so I'll be okay. So just a quick update. Here I am walking again. I took a brief break under some trees like this for shade and to drink my water bottle. I have about half a bottle of water left, and I'm about to make it to the airport within like 20 minutes. So I'll finish it off before I get there. Might be a little bit early, but I think that's fine. And then I'll just chill, charge my phone, and get some rest, and then get on that plane and get home to Chicago. I did kind of miss home now, to be honest with you. This is my first trip like away for YouTube, you know? Like, this is the first time, well, I've left Chicago before, but I've never been for more than I've never been on like more than where I had to stay overnight is what I mean. Yeah, staying overnight was kind of crazy, for real. And so is what I'm doing today, honestly. Subscribe. And honestly, like, this forest looks so beautiful. Are there not any trails to go through here? This has a lot of potential, you know? But I don't think there are. I think that's just straight wilderness. A good sign. Another good sign. Whew! I made it. Mostly. Not quite, but that's a good sign to see. I also had to kind of like dash across the street because there's the traffic, because this is what I'm working with out here. Yep. Well, okay, I'm about maybe 15 minutes away from the airport at this point, but I have like 2 hours before the flight, so I'm taking a well-earned break in the shade of the tree, drinking some water. Oh, I need this, I'm telling you. Today's a little bit easier than yesterday. It's just that I've done this 2 days in a row. I am getting a little bit tired. Whew. But I'm almost there, and I'm still early. Here's the sign. Finally here. Muskegon County Airport. Well, I can tell you my flight wasn't exactly 99. Well, maybe the base price was 99, but in total it was 108, which I suppose is pretty decent. I mean, to be fair, it's only 1 hour, one person, one way, so I'm just happy to be going home, like I said. Well, here's the airport parking lot. And you know, I saw an old bus route over there, but it looked like grown over and abandoned. I don't think there's anything else I could have done. I think this is the most effective way of getting here to the Muskegon County Airport by public transportation. I think most people would just Uber though. But, you know, I'm committed. So I'm almost at the airport, but like, is that my plane? If it is, I'm ready.
Alrighty everyone, good afternoon and welcome on board. We're happy to have you guys going to Chicago today. If you are seated at row 12, seats A, B, and C, please look over that exit.
No, I just remembered commercials and everything. And if the day porter isn't doing their job, it shouldn't be our responsibility to leave clean mop water at the end of our shift for the Trinity employees when they're the day porter and nobody's sitting in the recliner in the basement instead of doing their job. Which is brought to Nate's attention, but he won't do it. Because once a month he's supposed to do a walkthrough too of the building, his buildings. Constantly notes taken care of. That's why whenever I go on Burns behind, I stay up at 5
Yeah, 5:15. 95 degrees Fahrenheit down there. Thanks for flying with us. Welcome to Chicago.
Blue line to the city. My savior. My best advice for anyone who comes to a big airport is always just read the signs. Blue line to the city. Well, everyone, we're back in downtown Chicago. 3 states in one day. Wisconsin to Michigan via the ferry, and then a whole bunch of exploring Michigan, and then back to Chicago, Illinois via that flight. I'm totally exhausted, to be honest with you. Give you a shot of downtown, and if you like that, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, because there's going to be more good stuff coming.